Hey guys, after a bunch of technology issues, life issues, other issues, we're going to finish up our conversation from last week about some of the different types of anxiety that we experience as ministers, specifically in youth ministry. And we're going to announce the winners of our Content of Your Heart challenge that we ran through Christmas Day to right after Epiphany to give people a little extra time to vote. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoy the conversation. And here we go. So there was a great article I read today that kind of connected to the last conversation that we had, which was about the anxiety of being alone. And the Youth Cartel just posted out in their Cartel Culture newsletter. And if you guys haven't checked out what the Youth Cartel has going on, I'd encourage you guys to go over there, subscribe to YouTube. You can use subscribe to Culture. Check out some of the good stuff that they have coming out of their pipeline. But they talked about some of the angst that youth ministers had, and a lot of times that they centered it back on what it's like to minister in a setting where we are. Or we just look at things differently from the other ministers around us, and this oftentimes this sense of isolation and disconnect that we encounter. So just as a follow-up on the last one, would encourage you guys to go check that out. Also, check out what Scott Miller's doing on his blog this week. Or this month. He's got some great things going on that are going to accumulate into some pretty great, profound things as the month goes along. So check it out. Go out and check out what he's got going on. The Celebrate Me Home concepts are specifically what I'm talking about. But today, as we continue that conversation around anxiety, I want to highlight two other types of anxiety. I'll talk about one today, and then the other one either later on today or tomorrow. And those are the anxieties of not doing enough and the anxieties of doing too much. So the anxiety of not doing enough, and I think this happens a lot to us as youth ministers. We're busy people. We do a lot of work. Many of us work 80 to 60 hours in a given week, and we're paid for oftentimes much less than that. However, I think the challenge would be, are we using that time well? Are we using that time in the most intentional way that we can? And I don't mean, you know, are we on Facebook too much? Which I think we need to ask ourselves. Do we spend our time doing other projects that we don't need to be focused on, which we need to ask ourselves? But are we doing the things that garner the most impact for the amount of time that we're putting into them? Or are we spending too much time on Facebook or spending too much time doing not the right thing? That we're not doing enough, that we're not prepared. And I know that on the weeks where I spend time, and I'm going to use the word steeping myself in my lessons for that week. Reflecting on those scriptures and over again, reading online content that's connected to that, spending time in prayer around that message I'm going to present. Every conversation and every interaction I have flows into a great experience on Sunday night. So I think when I talk about are we doing enough, my question is are we doing enough time, spending enough time steeping ourselves in the message that we're going to be presenting, or that we're going to be leading people in breaking open later on in that week. My second one is, are we spending enough time with our young people? I think we spend a lot of time in our office checking email, a lot of other things that we can do on the go, and that a lot of times, especially for Catholic youth ministers, that we found ourselves very comfortable sitting in our office, sitting at the church, being the institutional church, which we need to be sometimes, rather than being the missionary church and going out and spending time with our young people. So my question to us is, are we doing enough? And I think a lot of times my anxiety stems from the fact that I don't feel like I've spent enough time preparing for an event, or that I've mismanaged the time that I have by doing things that, though they may be beneficial, don't really directly achieve my goals. And so I want us to think about this. I want you guys to really dig into your hearts, and what's the thing that you do through the course of your week that you really could cut out and have more time to do the things that God has really called you to do. And this is not to say, get off social media, get off Facebook. This is not to say, don't spend time connecting and dialoguing with other youth ministers. Those things are all really can be very valuable things, but those might be the things you need to cut out also. But the question is, dig deep. What's the thing that you do to avoid doing the things you know you're supposed to do? Do me a favor, post it down in the comments below, create a video response. Would love to hear what you guys have to say. Congratulations to Tom Lilio from down in Florida, who won the Content of Our Heart video challenge. The challenge was to create a video that really highlighted the message that Christ has laid on your heart, but the challenge was to do it in 30 seconds or less and to do a little video. And though Tom's went a little bit longer than that, we weren't huge sticklers on that rule. The goal was just short content message, and the quality was incredibly high. Tom did a great job, and if you want to go see his video, please click right here, and you can go check that out. It was an absolutely great little clip on the Epiphany. If you guys are interested in seeing all the videos, you can go to our Facebook page and check that out. But Tom, your youth ministry no prize is on its way, and Julie and Aaron, you guys consolation prizes will be emailed to you guys shortly also too. If I don't have your email, hit it to me, and Tom, message me your physical address also too. But we're looking forward to some more content like that in the future. We had a great episode of Blueprints yesterday where we did some great little family photos. Everybody drew a little picture of themselves in 1 minute or less and had a lot of those posted out. So we're hoping to do more creative, more engagement things as we go along. So if you guys have ideas for some of those things that you'd like to see us do, please go ahead and comment on that. And congratulations again, Tom, and thanks for the great submission.